Hello everybody. So, 2 weeks ago I uploaded this longish video of my tank drum solo, and I decided to talk a little bit more about this drum. So, first and foremost, I know I haven't been really using this too much on my channel because, well, tuned percussion aren't really my thing. Second, well, if you ever thought that it looks like two gas tank bottoms welded together, you're absolutely right. This is how this instrument came out, and this is what it is. When researching the subject, I was very surprised because turns out this is one of the most contemporary percussion instruments that we have right now, and definitely the most contemporary in my collection. The first prototypes came out during the 1990s, and I think the first proper polished factory-made one was made in 2007. So I think during most of you guys' lifespan already. So basically, how this came out to be is that some guy took the steel drum, I mean drum like the container, not the instrument, and simply cut the tongues in it to make it, a tunable percussion. This is why you have now, this bell-like sound. And as you saw in my videos, and especially in that last solo, you play it with fingers, but you can also play it with mallets. And like I said, I was really surprised that it's that young. I mean, I knew this instrument isn't too old because, of how it's made. But still, and I think some people might have this impression, it's not just me. And I think, now this is my hypothesis, I'm not 100% sure, I'm not a percussion history instruments scholar, history of percussion instruments, sorry. And because I think that by the way you play on it and its construction, this is like a poor man's, let's call it poor Western man's steel handpan, because the very they came up from basically the same root. You have steel drum that you manipulate to make it a tuned percussion. It's just that the handpan is, I think, hammered, and here it is cut out. And you play it in a similar way, with fingers or mallets. It's just that I think the handpan is more commonly played with mallets, and tank drums I've seen most of the time being played with fingers. And steel pan is a very, very old instrument. It dates back, I think, to the 17th century. So this is why you may have this impression. Also, my drum is handmade. Of course, not by me. I have it made. But still, it's a very, simple handmade drum. So this is not tuned perfectly because it should be in a nice either pentatonic or in this case diatonic scale, because I have only 8 tongues. But instead, going by the scale, because each tongue is numbered, at least on this one, I know that there are drums that do not have numbered tongues. And if you go by the scale according to the numbers, it sounds like this. Yeah, it's not perfectly, your usual diatonic scale that you're used to, but I don't think this is like a complete nonsense either. This, even though this is not equal tempered, it has some beauty to it, and you could hear it in the solo video. I think it turned out really well, and drum with itself as a solo instrument sounds very good still. Anyway, so this is basically it for the tongue drum. This is a very new, very young instrument, very simple to make, to be honest, because you just if you know your way around metal working, welding and steel cutting, you're good to go. You can make one yourself. And new instrument, young instrument, so not so much of the history. Also, I got this very one as the cheapest option I had available. I just needed something quick for the Amaluna All Come Together video, which will pop up somewhere here. So this is also why this is not like perfectly fine, but I'm still happy. I still like it. Um, if I will ever need already, like a proper steel drum, I will probably go for a handpan now because, well, the difference between the cheapest but still reliable and valuable handpans and a very elaborate tongue drums aren't really that much. So let's at least have another instrument. But like I said, tuned percussion aren't really my thing, so you're not gonna see this drum too much. I much prefer, your regular drums, but I think I will try to whip it out from time to time. Yeah, so thank you all for today, and see you next week. I have something very special planned. Bye bye.